Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's show of The Advocator. My name is Nicole Harling,
And my name is Demetrius Parson.
and we have a special guest in our studio, Nathan Salters. We're going to talk about purpose today. So come on back, enjoy a good conversation.
I believe in nature.
I believe in the spirit.
I believe in trust. Beauty.
I believe in my mom.
Strawberry ice cream.
Fortune cookies.
Chocolate.
I believe in
The tooth fairy.
being honest with yourself.
I believe in Santa Claus.
Aliens, of course. I believe what I want to believe.
I believe in myself.
I believe in myself. I believe in peace.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Again, my name is Nicole Harling.
And once again, my name is Demetrius Parson.
Welcome to the show today. I want to welcome our guest, Nathan Salters. Welcome, Nathan.
Hey, welcome. Glad to be here.
Now, you all know each other, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
That's my sister.
That's your sister.
Well, I consider him my vocal piano coach.
Local piano coach. Well, Nathan, we are so happy to have you here because from talking with you, it seems as if you have found your purpose in life. And this is a vague question, I guess. How did you do that? How did you find your purpose? A lot of people think they have purpose, but they may not be on the right path to that. How did you do that?
Well, definitely for me, it was what helped me was I was doing a lot of things that I didn't feel like it was me. And it's sometimes you have to you go through life and you working jobs and the only time you're happy is when Friday comes to get that check. And I knew there was something in me that I felt like if I could just do something, I didn't know what it was. And so I began to keep pursuing trying different jobs out. Maybe I may like this, maybe I may like that. And I came across something I did like, and that was helping people.
Just as simple as helping people.
As simple as helping people. And that was the beginning of it. I always liked music. And so just to be able to see me helping someone to learn the same instrument that I learned brought me more fulfillment because I was willing to do that without a paycheck, like we were talking before. I can teach that person. And I knew I was passionate about it because 30 minutes would turn to an hour, 3 hours, and I'm still sitting there trying to show them stuff.
And you taught yourself music.
Right. Yes, that was amazing. I came to our church, never took a lesson, and it was just basically something I just felt drawn to. Jumped on, sound like a hot mess. It wasn't one of those success stories where you jump on, all of a sudden the anointing kicked in on day one. It was a lot of, the church singing, "We don't need no music."
And Demetrius, he's teaching you, right?
Yes. And I would say that he's very patient. But what I wanted to ask was what instrument you first jumped on?
The drums.
The drums, okay.
Yeah, the drums. Okay. I jumped on the drums. I just had I don't know what led me to it, but I just felt like, man, I want to try that. It was in that stage of wanting to try things. But when I got on, I started getting this something like, I want to do this again. And that began to start moving me to music in general. Wasn't ever thinking about the piano. And then one day I heard a song in my heart, and I tried to get a couple of people to play it for me, and they couldn't do it, which led me to wanting to play the piano. So playing the piano was not really for me to play. It was to write this one song, which turned over to me being a church musician. it just, God has a funny way of leading you to it. And so that's sort of how I started stumbling into opening things in purpose when it comes to the music aspect.
So as you mentioned to me earlier, you like teaching people.
Yes, I love
i.e.
it.
teaching.
Yes. It's more, if I just played and never taught, I would be unfulfilled. So as a musician, I was playing in church, and I didn't find that complete, satisfaction. Though I was happy, but it wasn't till I just took a chance and just said, I'm gonna start teaching lessons. That's when I got this sense of, man, this means more to me than anything, to see students grow. And so I've learned, I said to myself, I prayed this prayer. It was a crazy prayer. I said, if God, you bless me to play, I'll teach people all of the things that they don't need to know. Meaning, you go to a lot of music schools, they'll teach you everything you really don't need. I hate to say it. They teach you all this stuff, but when you get to church or wherever you play, people want to see you play.
Right.
And so you can go 3 years and still don't know how to play in a church or whatever. And so I said, I want to do the reverse. I want to teach people how to play. Then I can show them all the other stuff later. So that was sort of like my mission statement when I opened up, and people started leaving some of these other schools. I won't say names. They started leaving them to come into a person who didn't advertise. You know,
So word of mouth.
Word of mouth. Everything was word of mouth. I started at my living room at
that's
basically.
how I found out, word of mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, really never put up a poster or anything about it because I felt too ashamed to do it because I didn't have a degree. So I was really trying to keep it on a deal. Like, I just want to help a few people, you know. But I can't make this big because nobody will come to me because I'm nobody. I don't have a degree in this.
What do you get from teaching? Like, what do you get when a student finally gets it?
Oh my God, I'm more happiest when I see them doing what it took me all these years to get. And when I can see them do it in 6 months, I'm done. I feel like our last music recital, I was literally about to cry. I was trying to hold it back. I was trying to be good, but I was just watching everybody. I just said, Lord, I'm so emotional right now. Not because this recital reflects me. It's just I'm seeing people moving into a place faster in educating themselves in music, where you've used this person who was very insecure in his playing. A person who couldn't even go to college because I didn't even have a high school diploma, you know. So to me, I felt I was disqualified from helping other people because of my background.
Wow.
And that's why I believe I get emotional when I see people grow, because I'm like, God is showing me miracles after miracles that He will use a person who in the world's eyes don't have it all.
Right.
He used them to do, you know, He take the foolish things to confound the wise. And I feel like He took me as a foolish thing, and He's doing things with it. And that's what sort of humbles me. It really does. But I get more fulfillment to see one of my students doing things that it took me years to learn. It's so fulfilling.
Wow. That's good. And then you found your purpose with teaching.
Right, right. And it's now then I begin to start looking at everything that I begin to trust God more, not with just music. Then I start saying, well, hey, you know, now I'm recording music. I have to trust God with that because nobody really taught me how to record. I was just putting tracks together to get that one song that in the beginning I was telling you about.
Okay.
So now I knew how to play it. Now I'm going to get my song, which is I Won't Worry, which is probably one of everybody's favorite songs.
Yeah.
But when I was pursuing it, I still didn't have nobody to teach me about what I'm doing in the studio. I was just moving knobs.
Did you reach out to people and say, hey, can you help me? Can you teach me? Okay.
Yes, I was actually blessed. We did an album and we went to Nashville, and I had the privilege of working with Kirk Franklin's engineer. And I was I used that as an opportunity. I watched him. He wouldn't tell me much, but I watched him, I was looking at him like everything he did. And then afterwards, we exchanged information, and I used him as a mentor. I would send him my music and let him tell me if it sounded good. And he would say things like, that's good, you know, add the bass. And he would mentor me, which helped me. And then my brother started giving me some nuggets out the blue.
Oh, your brother's in the music too?
Yes, he's a recording engineer.
Okay.
And so I began to take that, but I believe God sent them because I took the first step and trusted Him enough. And I think sometimes that's how God leads you get to your purpose, is that God already have the people that can help you in purpose, but sometimes we sit back and we're twirling our thumbs saying, okay, God, help me, help me, help me. And God says, the people I already have for you is already in position. You're the one not moving. And there's a lot of people sitting on right now, they can cook, they can do all these things, and they can just start, I've seen people start businesses out of their kitchens. You know, and I'm like, and people are going to school, spending all their life going to school, getting a degree in something that they don't even...
Which is nothing wrong with that.
Right, it's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But what I've seen a lot of people get frustrated is that they go to school for years, and they come out with a degree and don't get a job in the thing.
Right.
That's
so true.
not what school was for.
Right.
What school was for is for you to find your purpose, and then you go to college to educate yourself in that.
Right.
We did a reverse. We go, I'm going to go spend $60,000 to be a doctor, and then God called you to preach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, it's funny you mention that because a lot of young people going to college,
Mhm.
you know, they're going for one major, and then by their senior year, they're like, I don't want to do this, and
Yes.
they're switching or something of that nature. Then they start going maybe to grad school or somewhere and what they want to be in.
Right. And then
So-
now it's $70,000 in debt. That's fine. That's making them now chase a job that
Right.
they don't like to pay off the debt. It's a cycle. So purpose should be discovered early. So by the time a person, and I'm grateful, like I said, as crazy as it may sound, I'm a 100% advocate of education.
Mhm.
As crazy as it sounds, it was a blessing for me not to go to college.
Mhm.
As crazy as that sounds, I know some people are like, what?
Yeah.
It's crazy as that sounds, because if I would have went to college, I would have went for the wrong thing.
Mhm.
Because I was trying to discover, and me, I'm the kind of person, you give me something, I'm just going to try it until it. So I would have wasted years
Mhm.
going for something just because I thought this was how I was supposed to be. But I probably would have never found this part of my life
Mhm.
or trusted God to that extent if I would have got distracted.
Let me ask you, in regards to you going on that path and
Mhm.
finding your purpose, what are some of the distractors that
Well-
you have experienced or did experience finding that purpose that may have led you
Oh,
away or?
Oh God. Okay. So,
Oh.
so nobody send me nobody send me emails.
I think we opened up a can of worms.
The number one thing is people we know telling us what we are.
It's very,
That's good.
good point. Yeah, that's
That
a good
is
point.
killing more people. You need to go and do this.
Yeah, so give
People in our
examples.
families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They and I believe God puts people in your life to help you nurture you in what you have to do. But sometimes people will say you need to be doing this.
Mhm.
There's people preaching right now because somebody told them they're a preacher and they're not called to preach.
Mhm.
So you're saying people need to find their, or people need to allow people
Yes.
to have space.
Yes.
To figure out
what
what they, what their purpose is.
That's why I love the story of, in Luke when Jesus was 12
Mhm.
and he was left at the temple.
Mhm.
His parents was like, "Where's our son?" And Jesus was like, "Listen, I'm about my Father's business." At 12,
Yeah. Yeah.
he said, "This shouldn't be shocking you, Mom. This is what I'm here to do."
Right.
So and that's why I said they didn't say nothing else. He submitted to them, but they didn't say nothing else to him because he was always around that purpose.
Mhm.
He was sitting under those teachers, and so a child's ways is you can get a sense of a child's ways if you just watch what they're constantly being drawn to.
Mhm.
But sometimes in parenting, I think a lot of people don't see those signs. I want you to do this.
Yeah, and then when they tell you, like as you mentioned, you need to do this, do they also, on the flip side, say you shouldn't be doing this, or
Yeah.
why are you doing that, and
Right.
that sort of thing?
Because I hate to say this, and my mom and anybody will tell you, I always thought things in reverse.
Mhm.
I was always a thinker. I tried dumb stuff. When I was young, I was always creative.
Okay.
So I was told, okay, be normal.
You say you tried dumb stuff. What do you mean?
Like I would,
I'm curious about that.
yeah. I would try to create stuff. Like I can't believe I'm about to say this.
Go on,
Y'all like
go
that
ahead.
Don't
first?
say it.
Don't say it.
Go on.
Oh no, you said go on and say it. But I remember I'm the kind of person that I knew I had like something in me that I like the birth thing. So remember the Craftmatic beds?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And oh my God, don't send me that on Facebook, y'all. But the Craftmatic beds came out, and we were not brought up in a rich home.
Mhm.
And I was the kind of person when I saw some, I'm like, ooh, I want that. So I took our bed
Oh my God.
and I went and got some milk crates, and I put them in behind the bed so it can have a little.
A little slant.
I was the kind of person, I'm like, if I can't afford it, I'm gonna make it.
Mhm.
And it was a part of my character. Though everybody in my family was laughing at me.
So
They
you should have been making beds?
Well, no.
How you sleep?
I was sitting on my bed just like this. I was asleep just like this. Everyone was like, "Are you okay?" But what it was the creative side of me that was trying to invent things.
Right.
So the worship camp I was a camp counselor for 3 years. And I said to myself, man, I would love to go to a camp where we can worship. And all I heard was, why don't you make one? I couldn't find one. So guess what? I had to create it within. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
those are the things that if you look at your child is showing you stuff that they got. We call it crazy, but it's the very purpose thing.
Right.
And now I don't have a problem. Like I'll step out in a minute and say, I'm going to try this for the first time. you know, because I'm crazy enough to do that.
Right.
So I know I'm running low. I could keep talking.
Well, that's okay. Look, we'll be right back. Hold that thought, because I want to hear more about your purpose, how to get other people on that path to purpose, and discuss purpose amongst single and married people too, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Their purpose. So come right back to the Advocator with our guest, Nate Salters, and my co-host here, Demetrius Parson. Come on back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Nicole Harlan.
And I'm Demetrius Parson.
And we are here with the Advocator with Nathan Salters. Hi, Nate.
Hello. Hello.
We've had a good conversation about purpose. Let me ask you about purpose among single people. You do a lot of single ministries. What do you see in that?
A lot of us singles want to get married without even knowing who we are. And a lot of singles is waiting for a marriage to define who they are.
That's a good point.
And that's actually reverse.
Waiting for marriage to define who they are.
Yes, and that's why a lot of singles are frustrated now, because they feel when I get married, I'll be happy. And it's actually the reverse. You bring your happiness into the marriage.
I know I've told people, and you maybe can attest to this too, Demetrius, that one of the common phrases to accept people for who they are. That's so hard to do.
Right.
It really is hard to do. Because, you know, it's like, do I really accept them who they are, or accept like 30%?
Right.
And maybe the other 70%, it'll come right once we get married, you know. But aside from that, you mentioned them going on the same path.
Right.
Could you elaborate on that?
Yes. If I'm going, one of the things I do at a lot of my single seminars is I always share, if the scripture says, how can two walk together unless they agree? And most people take that more just from our spiritual faith, but it goes deeper. It's really, how can two walk together unless they agree on purpose? Because if there's no agreement in purpose, you can both be saved and be ready to kill each other because you're going in two different directions. If I'm going to California, I'm taking 90 west. If I'm going to New York City, I'm taking 90 east. If I just acknowledge God in all my ways, He will direct my path, meaning He's going to give me the course to get to my destination. On my course there, on my way there, He's already set up service stations, gas stations, everything I need to get me to where He wants me to go. So it would be stupid for me to get in the car with someone who know they're going to LA, and I know I'm going to New York.
Right.
It already, though we both have destinations, we need to figure out where are we going in purpose. And if it's not on the same page, I may have to be single another year until I find that right person to cruise with.
What do you think about compromise?
That's probably why the divorce rate is so high.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. We've compromised purpose for loneliness. That's why people are frustrated, and I know that you know, there's not a perfect marriage. I mean, I hope nobody's hearing that message. I think what I'm saying is that it's easier to enjoy the ride with a person who knows that you both are going in the same direction than with a person who's anxious to get to where they need to go. Because it's like you can talk, y'all can jail for a minute, but at some moment, purpose gonna kick in. And it's like, okay, now we're pulling apart. 20 years we've been in this thing. Now you want to go here all of a sudden? It's because purpose is starting to rise up. And purpose is really what's causing a lot of stuff. I mean, it's really deep because people are trying to make it work when if they would have just asked in the beginning, are you the traveling partner I'm supposed to get in the car with? Are you going to New York with me? You know, don't get in my car in New York and then decide in Syracuse, oh, I'm supposed to go to LA. Now I got to let you out. We waste cash, time.
So you're saying before someone actually, you know, steps into a relationship or a marriage, it's best to try to find yourself?
Yes, because I need to know where I'm going so I'll know who I'm looking for to go with me. If I don't know where I'm going, I'm looking for someone else to tell me. And that's where it's reversed. So people are getting married looking for somebody to define them. And that's reversed. Let's go to our source who made us. Let him define us. Let him show us this is where I'm going. So it has been easy for me to say, she ain't the one, she ain't the one, based on me knowing where I'm going. Because if I had to go by looks, I would have probably been married. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I had to go deeper past that, and that's what we're going to talk about in the seminar thing tomorrow. I have to go past the outer and see, are we one in purpose? Are we going in the same direction? If not, God bless you. We can be brothers and sisters. I pray that God bless you with an amazing Boaz, but I'm not he.
So you are desiring one day to be married.
Oh yes, amen. Listen, I am definitely looking forward. That is going to be. God knows, I am so looking to share my life with that special person. I have just got past the place of being anxious because there's so much purpose to do that all I need to do is go to sleep like Adam.
That's it.
And rest.
That's good.
In his atmosphere. And let him direct me to the right person. And it is funny because like that he who find a wife thing, people, brothers out there, man, I need to find me a wife. I need to find a wife. And like I said, he that find a wife means he who discover. So it necessarily don't mean that he's the one that got to actually walk around and look. It means, I use this analogy a lot. If I put $1 on the floor and I was walking over to our sister, if I walk past $1 and see the dollar on the floor, I'm like, oh, wow, look at that blessing. But I didn't leave my house looking for that $1.
Right.
I was coming to see you. On the process, I saw a blessing, and I picked it up and took it with me. And that's exactly how it's
You're saying the brothers are not supposed to be on the prowl?
Oh no, they should. When I say the prowl, I mean if they're like, I gotta go hook up with somebody. I need to go to this church and find me a wife. That's wrong. They need to be finding purpose because she's already hidden in purpose.
Right.
That's the thing. If she's in God, hid in purpose, and I'm in God, hid in purpose, how can I miss her? The only way I would miss her is somebody step out of purpose and say, I'm going 90 West. I'm doing my own thing. I don't like the way you do it to God. I'm doing my own thing. I'm going to slash his knucklehead. I want you to bless it. And that's what we do.
And go from there.
And we go from there. And then we cry to God, like, what happened? And basically all God is like, he knows that we're imperfect. We need his direction. But I think a lot of singles, we pray about everything. But when it comes to relationships, it's like, God, I don't need you in this one.
That's odd. Because, when you have a partner with you, you're better.
Yeah.
You have purpose, you have a partner. I mean, your life is so much better. So why do you think that?
Well, it's because we've been trained. And when you look at us single folk, I'm talking about, we're not married today because we don't know what we're looking for. Look at all the crazy people we dated that we thought was the one. That should let me, I know, right? That's a whole other show. That should make us sit back and say, do I really know what I want? Do I really know who I'm looking for? So for me, I'm gonna be very honest. I mean, women are the most beautiful things. It would be difficult for me to say, okay, that's definitely her. So I'll say, God, okay, listen, I made some dumb decisions in my past. I need you out of all these available ones. There's someone who have the DNA for the reason why I was even born. You got to direct me to that person, and I ain't about to go in here and go fishing every night.
No, because sometimes we'll go fishing.
Yeah.
We'll start morphing the guys into who we think they are.
Yes.
You're like, well, you only got one eye, but I don't have to get another eye. I didn't care.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm married to a one-eyed man.
Yeah. And that's, most people are upset when there's abuse in relationships and things. Most people, the abuse a lot of times comes because people are upset at their choices.
Right.
And they take it out on the person that they love. So when the scripture says that if a man loves his wife, he loves himself.
Right.
The way he's going to love her is exactly how he views himself. So if he is a man of purpose, he is going to make sure she's a woman of purpose. If he's a man who likes to look clean, he's going to want her to look clean. If he's a man who hates himself, it's going to take it out on her because she reflects him. So when he hits her, he's really beating himself up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand how abuse is basically misuse of purpose.
And you can see that. You see those signs in the beginning. A lot of people turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
Like, well, well, maybe they'll change.
And I gotta share this. This just came first. I may have to share this tomorrow.
Okay.
But when you see that camera right there, we know the purpose of that camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, we don't expect no more or no less of what it's supposed to do. If that camera just stood there and just looked at us, we'll be content with it because it was made to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we should be looking at our spouses. We need to find out who they are and don't expect no more or no less to what God put in them. And I believe that brings contentment with who you
Right.
have. But if the man don't know his purpose and the woman don't know their purpose, you're gonna have people just, not appreciating who they have. And that's what I told God to do. I said, Lord, help me to first know who I am. And then please, when she comes in my life, help me to know what you placed in her so I can value her and not expect more than what she's capable to do. If she's supposed to just be that camera and just zoning like that, then I'm a appreciate the fact that she can do that. So, see, you can say, I can go all day.
No, that's good. People need to hear that.
Yeah, so it's really, and these are things he helps me to prepare myself because I really want to be a blessing to her, but I know the way I'm gonna, I appreciate my car because I know what the car is supposed to do. We appreciate the way even when we sit in this chair, we're not looking for nothing else for this chair to do but for us to hold us.
Right.
But if we now start kicking the chair because it ain't running and rolling, that's our perception. It's not what this was made to do. And I think if we go back to purpose, people will start valuing each other again. And singles right now, because they don't know who they are, they're letting anybody put their hands on them.
Good point.
And if you don't know that you got a glass in your hand, you'll drop it in a second.
Wow.
That's a good point. That's good. So you see you get a lot of fulfillment from these single conferences.
Yes, only because I'm only sharing what's helped me.
Right.
And I think that's what's making it easy and fulfilling is that I'm seeing this working. That like I said, I am 100% man. I have feelings like anybody else, but it is not the driving force of my life because purpose is keeping me focused. And I just wish other singles can get that experience before it's too late. And it's right now it's very easy. I'm able to even tell somebody, listen, this is what God's called me to do. Bam, 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 bam. And when they look at that, oh, that's too much. Oh yeah, then we're just brothers and sisters. This is because this is me. And this should and the right person will be like, oh, I see exactly where I fit.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's only intimidating a person who ain't meant for you.
I can't wait to go to his wedding.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord. So I said I gotta have it at the convention center. So you gotta pray for me, because oh Lord.
Then I want to thank you so much for being our guest today.
Oh, thank you. I'm clapping too because I enjoy you all as well.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining our show today. For the Advocators, myself and Mr. Demetrius Parson, thank you so much. Nathan Salters also. I enjoyed the conversation and come back for our next show real soon. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.